Hello and welcome. Today is the 14th day of April 2017. My name is Derek and welcome. Let's take a look at Bitcoin, Pivx, and Bela in today's video looking at cryptocurrencies. Some call this a form of investing, and always risks are associated. And well, risk associated, isn't that gambling? And yeah, I call it gambling. That's what I deem it as, but there are things called advantage players, as these are people who gamble in games where the chance states that they should end in positive ROI, and trading these are most certainly a game where advantage players exist. So throwing out that techno mumbo jumbo out the window now, moving on to what we want to see, and that is what these markets are doing, where they are going, what are the key levels. Well, as far as Bitcoin is concerned, 2 days now finding support in at 1140 yesterday and today, as is now a continuation within this 18 average correctionary phase. And breaking through here, we got this key level down at 1087. How long this correctionary phase will last, meaning who knows, because this could be it. It could just fall from here. There's no way I see of stating this, but leaving this 18 average band, at least for now, will be a test up towards this level, but a break in here now that it's had this correctionary move. Once you see price actions in the 1250s, 1260s, then this level of 1286 is what should come into play, because I have not changed this data in quite some time. I wrote this a long time ago in here, because this range down towards here is significant. So it's had this move from point A to point B. Therefore, I'm expecting it to go here. It's almost got a promise. Yeah, y'all make it there. Haven't done it yet, but obviously that's how it works. I'm not going to get there until I get there. And that's why on a break here, I would be expecting, when I see that, a move to the 1289 level. If 1140 stops or is not holding too well, then the next key level going down is 1087. And then you'd be looking at around the 1,000 psychological number past that. As far as Pivx is concerned, let's take a look at this on the 2-hour time frame, calculating Fibonacci retracement from this low to this high. And from this move, it had a decent size fall from the 1631 high down to 1100, back up to 1467. Back down to basically 1165, and that the key Fibonacci level now twice hit, looking like it's breaking down below this band, thus a third test of this level. The more likely you test it, the more likely you take it out. With that being said, I think it's a decent bet that it would find support here, but that's because I see this huge support level that is in play that hasn't been resisted. So I think a move down here up to here is a relatively good probable play. As far as uptrend and downtrends line, this is a symmetrical triangle. We can draw a trend line like this. There's your, let's get a straight line instead. There's your support. Let's do resistance. Yeah, at the very peaking end of this. So decent size moves, I'm not going to say could easily happen soon, because this thing could easily just continue on going into the sideways range still, which is basically from 1100 to about 14 and change. That's the sideways range of this, because this and this area here. But as far as targets are concerned, using Fibonacci upside downside, I got two levels at 946 and 921. So if this level does not hold at the 1165 mark, maybe 1,000 might be short term, but I would bet more that it tests the 900 handle. usually these levels pierce, like you seen in here. So I think a better spot in my larger buying area will be even 86 is a number I calculated before. 86 to 90, 92 would be, I think, decent spots where I think you might find a stoppage in selling, which hasn't even started yet because that's on the break of this level. For that to be the case, if this thing can get going again, and it's got to get above this 18 average and all that mumbo jumbo jazz, it's got a price target of 2,081, and that's when you see it breaking above here. You know that that's the most likely area where some sort of decent resistance should be in play. Let's finish this off now with Bela. And very interesting, I think they call it a cattail day. Well, I woke up this morning and I seen sell order, sell order, sell order, sell order up to 16. Wow, that was sweet. And then I seen that the price was back down and it's now falling below 12 as I'm doing this right now. As it's been in this sideways range for a while. This level that I talked about here was in fact that of a key high in this correctionary period now, but definitely a lot of area for concern short term today after this move that it's going to probably continue to go lower, which is kind of what I'd be expecting anyway, as you got to have some sort of decent sized correction, sort of like in here and in here. But as far as some key levels are concerned, the 948, that's the 76.4 or the 23.6% down. And there might be a little bit of a pop there. And it might be an area of the bottom, and maybe it comes down, pierces below towards this previous resistance point. But I would probably consider the most logical downward movement would be into here. That would be at 60 or 637 or 6400 area, which coincides with the late February, March top, and at around 68. And but basically it's also a 38.2% down correction as well. And I'm using the breakout from this point. Now, why would I use here? Because this was a very, very long sideways consolidation. So it's where the rally begun. And since the rally begun, the only type of correctionary moves in here, band, successful here. This one here pierced below, had a decent extra push lower. And then that was it. And in here, it's barely supporting it. So if it's going to keep supporting the band, that's what would make this level here the more one that would be the winner, if you will, as this level would be a good buy. And of course, if it doesn't come down here, then it's not a good buy. As far as upward movements are concerned, because of today's session and because it attempted to break this resistance and get going, well, if this comes back down and back higher again, I'll be surprised, but I'll be looking for a watch out moment, because I'm looking at this mainly now as the failed breakout that's probably going to at least spark a move, we'll say between the 882 up to 95 area, as far as where it will at least go towards sometime in the near term, which is today, tomorrow, and into the end of the weekend. So thank you for tuning in, and not sure if I'll be back later today or not, but if not, I'll talk to you tomorrow, and take care.